Just to get the knowledge takes several times. Make sense? Today, if you want to sell videos on YouTube, right, you can't be too deep. You just have to be interesting and quick and a lot of variety. No YouTube videos can be successful when it has 18 million hits or 180 million hits. If someone gets up there and says, have a Masuni Madin, be deliberate in judgment. If you want to maximize your learning, you have to review what you do. Yeah? I'd rather watch the ad. Okay, now, not our topic. This is our topic. The number one thing I can tell you is the following. There is a very well-known idea that everyone kind of knows, but no one looks at it. They don't put a doggish on it. They don't make it into an Indian. They don't make it into a topic, into a goal. It's not on the screen as a temporary goal. That is to master your emotional state. If you're in a good emotional state, you can do anything that you want for the most part. Let me say that again, right? Anything that's possible for you to do, you will not be able to do if you're not in a good emotional state. If you're in a resourceful emotional state, you'll be able to do it if it's physically possible. It might be extremely difficult. If it's extremely difficult, but it's within your capability, but you're in a bad emotional state, you have no chance to do it. Make sense? Okay? So now I want to give you, now 3 of you in this class have heard this before, that's fine. I want to give you for you it'll be a review, I want to give you 2 basic overall things that will help you to master your state. 4 of you actually now. Okay, it's fun. Still have the majority. What this is going to do is I'm going to give you short-term tools to manipulate your emotional state. And I'm going to give you long-term tools also. I'm going to pack in a lot. The value of this class is not the first time you hear it, it's reviewing it. Now I know there's nothing urgent, there's nothing that's forcing you to do this. But if you want to be happily married, right, and you want to be a good mother, and a good wife, and a good neighbor, and a good friend, and you want to be a good friend to yourself, and anything else successful, you must master these skills. There's no way to do it. There's no way around it. Everyone who's successful has a way of mastering their emotional state, and they use these whether they know it or not. Okay? Now, I'm going to go very fast, so I apologize at the beginning I'm going so fast, because the value is not the value is not me sitting here making you feel the idea. If we did this properly, really we do it over a course of 6 or 7 weeks. That's really the best way to do this. Okay? But we don't have 6 or 7 weeks. Some of you I may never see again, unfortunately. So, therefore I have to grab the opportunity as soon as I can. Okay? This emergency measures. Okay? Now, this is amazing because when one of your kids is having an absolute fit, you can do something to change her state. Yeah? If you're in a panic because something's very scary, you can do something to change your own state. There's a great Bugs Bunny line. I'm a student of Bugs Bunny. Yeah? There's a lot of wisdom in that. It's all made by Jews, by the way. Yeah? There's a lot of wisdom in that. Yeah? There's Bugs Bunny at a certain point where Bugs Bunny's in the car with Daffy Duck, and they're going down the hill, and there's no brakes. So so Daffy's like, "Give me the wheel, give me the wheel." So Bugs Bunny pulls the wheel out, and he hands him the wheel. Yeah. So there's one thing you definitely don't want to do, which is when you're in a situation like that, do not get rid of the steering wheel. Yeah. Then you're really in a lot of trouble, right? So when you're not mastering your emotional state, you're throwing the steering wheel out the window. Okay? Most people don't make it a goal to master their emotional states. They just feel like I'm passively accepting what's happening to me. Of course I'm scared. Of course I'm this, I'm that. Okay? Make sense? Now, mastering your emotional state does not mean, I'm a robot, okay, I can handle it. It doesn't mean that. It means you choose with your mind the emotions that you want, and you feel them fully. Yeah? Make sense? Okay. Now, my older kids are very surprised because since I started learning about this for the last 5 years, I cry much more. Yeah? I laugh much more. Yeah, because my heart's more open. Men tend to, when they get challenged, they tend to either withdraw or attack. Women, the other way around. Women can be more emotionally involved with each other, generally speaking. Generally speaking. Yeah? So now when you get better at mastering your emotions, you're not afraid to let them out a little bit because you don't feel like you're out of control, which many men do. Yeah? Okay, quickly, I'm going to go through a bunch of things now that change your emotional state.
I thought you said there's 4 things.
There's more than 4. I went through about 7 or 8 short term and went through 6 long term. Okay?
You went through, when was this last time?
Not last time, a long time. Okay, so now, some of you might have, of the 4 that I've had before, some of you might have heard some not as different ones. So yeah, you for sure think so. Yeah? Here we go. Now, how do you change your state? So the first thing is short-term state changes. Short-term. First thing you need to do is is focus. What you focus on, focus equals feeling. What you focus on causes your feelings, okay? If you are focusing on the fact that you have to make your flight, and it's only 15 minutes before they close in the gate, and you're about 20 minutes away, right? Then you'll have a certain type of feeling. If you're focusing on, look, I may lose my flight, but I'm happy because last week I was in the hospital, now I'm out, yeah? Or 2 weeks ago, my friend was in jail, now he's out. Or that person doesn't need the operation, or the operation went well, then you'll have a different emotion. What focus equals feeling. Right now, there's tons of things coming into your mind. You're focusing on certain things. Hopefully, you're focusing on my voice. You're focusing on these ideas. You could be focusing on the light. You could be focusing on the sound that's back there. Yeah? There's all kinds of things. You're focusing on the pressure of the seat on your body. But you don't focus on those things, so it doesn't, yeah? Okay, good. Focus is the first one. Now, let's put focus over here so you don't forget these things. Now, focus, number one. The second one is meaning. What meaning do you give what you focus on? This is critically important. Everybody gives different meaning to different focuses, to different things that they're focusing on, right? So I can give the meaning of, oh, it's not my regular class. You can't open the window properly here. They have a toilet paper roll. What kind of class is this? That's not going to make a good impression. They don't even decorate the walls. What is this place? A McClot? Which means it's a bomb shelter, which it is. Yeah? Right? That's one meaning. Or great change of scenery. Plenty of room. Yeah, it can move around. Different meaning. The meaning that you give, the stimulation that comes into your mind will totally change the emotions that you have. Make sense? Now, most of the time we're giving meanings to things, but we don't question them. We don't ask ourselves, is the meaning that I'm giving the stimulus correct? Is it right? Who says it's accurate? Yes?
Just because I'm having a hard time with picturing all of this in my life, can you give like an exact...
Yes. I was about to do that right now. Good for you. Yeah? What's your name?
Emma?
Emma's asking a great question. Let's make this real. Give me an example. So you're on a date. You're supposed to, you guys heard this example, right? You're supposed to meet your husband at 7 o'clock for a date. Yeah, he's coming from work. You're coming from the house, from work, wherever you come from, two different places. You're not going together. 7 o'clock is supposed to be there. Yeah? You're there at 5 to 7. 5 to 7. He's not there yet. How do you feel?
Annoyed.
It's supposed to be 7 o'clock when you're meeting. It's 5 to 7. He's not there.
You're feeling
I hope he makes it on time.
I hope he makes it on time. You already thinking?
Yeah, whatever. I don't know.
Hope no, nothing too strong. Anybody else strong emotions? No. Why not?
Thank you.
Because he's not supposed to be here yet.
Yeah.
He's not here. That's the stimulus. Meaning is, he's not supposed to be here. No problem. Yeah? Now it's 20 after 7. He's not here. I want emotions. 20 after 7. He's supposed to meet you. What do you feel?
Worrying.
Worried. Anger. Annoyed. Frustrated. What?
Aggravated.
Aggravated. Worried, right?
It depends. Did he call or text?
Oh, it depends. Now, you have manipulators of meaning. There's other facts here to decide, well, I'm going to hold back. Have a masun bidin, be delivered in judgment. Wait, before I judge, right? Let me figure out, right? So, why do people feel, who said angry? Why do you feel angry?
I guess.
Because you were there before.
Okay, but what,
Or
so
like
what?
you
That's the
feel-
fact, though. But what's the meaning you're giving it? Because what? He should have called me.
Yeah.
Doesn't he care about me?
Right.
I'm not important enough. Is there anything more important than going on a date with you? What could possibly be more important?
Right.
Yeah? Who's worried? Why?
Well, I would hope that my husband would be the kind of person who'd be on time, and if he's not on time, something might
Something
go
must have
wrong.
happened. He usually calls, texts, something.
Yeah.
Something? Right? We need to,
How would you know he's already the type that's not on time?
Oh,
Right.
then it doesn't matter.
oh, yeah, so he asked the boys, they get different answers. The boys say, you know, 5 to 7 is not there. No problem there. It's 20 to 7 not there. How do you feel? Guys like, hungry. I've had that answer many times. Hungry, yeah? I said 20 after, then I said it's 20 to 8, she's still not there. Why do you feel satisfied? Why? I ordered. Oh, no, don't do that. Yeah? Anyway, now, so why do you feel worried? Because if you're worried, because the meaning you're giving is he's not here, is he usually calls and he doesn't, something must be wrong.
Right.
Right? Some people feel sad and dejected. He doesn't really love me. If he really loved me, he'd be here. But he doesn't really. It's our 20th anniversary. We forgot. Anyway, so you get this emotion because your meaning is totally different. If you switch the meaning, you switch the emotion. Yeah? If he calls you up and he says, if you suddenly realize, wait a second, I'm in the wrong restaurant. Yeah? He's not here. The situation is exactly the same as it was before. But the meaning is, oh my gosh, I messed up. Or my watch is off, or we changed the clocks, I didn't realize it. Who knows what? There's a zillion reasons like that, yeah? I love that look of people in the minyan in the morning, like people coming for davening in the morning, and you see like after they change the clocks, people wandering like yeah, you're either finishing up, it's like depending on when the chip switch the clocks, you walk in, no one's there because they switch the clocks, and it's early, right? Or late, they come in, everybody's finishing, wrapping up their tefillin, and leaving, and you're like, I thought it was early, what happened? I'm like, there's a minyan down the block, you missed it, buddy, we changed the clocks. I'm like, yeah, I knew that.
If they're finished, you can't do anything.
You can, but you don't daven with them, you daven by
You
yourself.
just don't have a minion,
Yeah,
so you can.
you missed it, right? Now, if you live in Yerushalayim, that's okay. Or Brooklyn or other places. Now, the meaning you give it, that totally changes. Another thing is, this is critically important. People don't realize this. The action you take will change the emotions that you have. Action doesn't always make you happy, but inaction will always make you miserable. Action does not always make you happy, but inaction will always make you miserable. Okay? If you're waiting for something to take action, if it's to get clarity, it's okay. But if you wait too long, the inaction itself depresses you and puts you in a bad state. Okay? So your response also totally changes. FMA, like FM, right? FM radio, right? No one listens to FM anymore, right? What's that? People who listen to radio anymore, right? Anyway, FMA, right? Action. The other thing is this. The language that you use is critical. If your husband's not there, and you say, I've had it with him, yeah? Which of course you shouldn't say, right? Just saying those words will push you in a negative emotion. If you say, on the other hand, I'm mildly peeved. Yeah, it's even funny because no one talks about it. You get the idea, yeah? True story, 3 guys, wealthy guys, hired a private safari guide in the African bush to take them out about 40 miles out, yeah? In a Jeep with all the equipment, right? You know, a good setup, right? They have all the equipment, everything, blah. They get out 40 miles into the bush and they run out of gas.
Oh God.
This is in like 1970s maybe, no cell phones, etc. Right? Definitely not in Africa, right? So each one had totally different reactions. The first guy's reaction was, "We're gonna die, we're gonna die." He's that guy that you always want to get killed in the horror movies. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you know, the dinosaur eats him last. Like, why didn't they eat him first? He was annoying the whole movie, right? You know what I'm talking about, those guys? Anyway, that's one type of guy. The other guy was like, was angry. He was very angry. He's like, you know, you should know better. We spent a lot of money for this. You guys won't be professional. Different meaning, right? And the third guy said, this is mildly inconvenient. He was calm. Now, they're all 3 in the same exact situation. What you say doesn't change the situation, but the emotional state you're in enables you to be resourceful and not resourceful. The first guy was totally panicked, couldn't do a thing. They had to drug him to calm him down. You know what I'm saying? The second guy was in a rage. They should have drugged him. Right? Maybe it would help. The third guy at least can help. Okay, what can we do to solve the problem? What can we do to make progress in the problem? Could be. Right, it could be. But the situation is that he used a language that's called transformative vocabulary. He used a language that caused him to have a certain emotion because he said, this is mildly inconvenient. Mildly inconvenient is different than, we're all going to die. Yeah? Make sense? That sounds very simple, but we're doing this all the time in our own minds. We're constantly saying, oh, that's the worst thing that ever happened to me. Oh, my day stinks. I'm a loser. Yeah? Why do I always do this? All these kinds of languages, the words that you're saying in your mind, will totally transform the emotions that you have. Now, what's more than that is when you usually feel a certain set of emotions, you usually use a certain language. If you just use the language, it will make you feel the emotions. If there's certain words you only use when you're having a great time, yeah? Certain words, certain even body actions is also the case, you're having a great time. If you just do those things, you use those words or you do those actions, you automatically feel in good state. Yeah? When I was a kid, there was a certain song I really liked to listen to. And there's a bunch of times I was flying on a plane, I really liked to take off on the plane. I enjoyed the takeoff. I felt like it was fun for me as a kid, right? So I had the, I don't know, I always listen to the same song when I took off. So now, anytime I hear that song, it's been a long time since I've heard the song, yeah? Anytime I hear that song, instantly in a good mood. Because I link pleasure to that. Okay? You can do the same thing with your own language. Every time you're in a great situation, just speak in a certain way, and then use that in the future, and that switches you into a good state. When you're in a rage, if you always say, this is terrible, I'm going to kill him, you're barking at the top of your lungs, right? That's also going to put you in a bad state. So if you're in a bad state and then you use the language, it fully clicks you in to the negative state. Make sense? Okay, good. Further. Language, we got focus, meaning, action, language. Another one. This is amazing. You might not realize that you do this, but everyone does this. Questions. Everyone is asking questions in their own minds. Now, there's questions in the situation that you're in, and there's something called a primary question. Everyone asks what's called a primary question, which is like, you're asking